For over 30 years as a nutrition expert with the American Dietetic Association, I've listened to the same midnight frustration from so many of my senior patients. I wake up in the middle of the night with my leg in a knot. It's so painful, I can't go back to sleep. I know exactly how deeply those nighttime cramps affect not just your sleep, but your confidence in every step you take during the day. The fear of pain, the exhaustion from poor rest, the stiffness that lingers, they add up. But here's the good news. A few simple changes in your diet can ease muscle tension, improve circulation, and help stop those painful cramps before they begin. In today's video, I'm going to reveal 3 powerful superfoods I regularly recommend to my patients to help reduce leg cramps, restore muscle strength, and bring back smooth, steady movement. These are not expensive supplements or hard-to-find remedies. They're natural, accessible, and proven to support your body as it ages. If you find this helpful, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a life-changing health tip here on Life Advice for You. First, let's talk about eggs. Eggs can reduce nighttime leg cramps? That sounds unbelievable. That's one of the most common reactions I hear from my patients. As a nutritionist with over 30 years of experience working with older adults, I've come to expect the surprise. Many seniors, especially those who've been struggling with muscle cramps for years, find it hard to believe that such a simple, everyday food could bring noticeable relief. But science and real-life experience tell a very different story. Recent studies show that nearly 50% of adults over 60 suffer from nocturnal leg cramps, often caused by muscle fatigue, nerve misfires, and nutritional imbalances. And while many people try magnesium supplements, stretching, or warm baths, few realize that what's on the plate may matter even more than what's in the medicine cabinet. I remember a memorable case from early in my career. Hannah, a retired school teacher in her 70s, came to me completely exhausted. Night after night, she was woken up by stabbing pain in her calves. She had tried everything: massages, extra water, even over-the-counter remedies, but nothing made a lasting difference. That is, until we made one small but powerful shift in her diet: adding eggs to her daily meals. So why eggs? Let's start with muscle loss and aging. As we age, we naturally lose muscle mass, a condition called sarcopenia. This doesn't just affect strength and balance, but also makes muscles more vulnerable to fatigue and cramping. One of the biggest challenges I see is that many older adults don't get enough high-quality protein to support muscle repair and recovery. Eggs are an excellent solution. Each large egg delivers about 6 grams of complete protein, which means it contains all 9 essential amino acids that the body needs to rebuild and maintain muscle tissue. Even better, egg protein is highly bioavailable, meaning it's easily absorbed and used, especially important for seniors whose digestive systems may not be as efficient as they once were. But protein is just the beginning. Another major, yet often overlooked contributor to leg cramps in older adults is vitamin D deficiency. Up to 60% of seniors in the US are low in vitamin D, particularly during the winter months. As we age, our skin becomes less efficient at converting sunlight into vitamin D, and many of us simply spend less time outdoors. Without enough vitamin D, calcium absorption declines, muscle contraction weakens, and the risk of spasms rises. A single egg provides about 40 IU of vitamin D. That might not sound like a lot, but when combined with other vitamin D-rich foods, like fortified dairy or mushrooms, eggs can play a meaningful role in filling this nutritional gap. For Hannah, simply pairing her morning eggs with a glass of vitamin D-fortified milk became a powerful habit shift. And let's not forget about vitamin B12, a crucial nutrient for nerve health. B12 helps maintain the myelin sheath, the protective layer around nerves that ensures smooth communication between your brain and your muscles. Unfortunately, B12 deficiency is common in older adults due to reduced stomach acid or medications like metformin. This can result in tingling, nerve spasms, or unexplained cramping in the legs. Eggs offer a gentle, digestible source of B12, especially for seniors who don't eat much meat. Within just 3 weeks of consistently eating eggs, Hannah began noticing fewer nighttime cramps, deeper, more restful sleep, and improved energy during the day. It wasn't a miracle cure, but it was a turning point. As I often tell my patients, the goal isn't just to reduce pain, it's to restore quality of life, mobility, confidence, and joy in movement. Of course, it's important to be clear. Eggs aren't for everyone. Seniors with kidney disease may need to moderate protein intake, and those with high cholesterol might consider using more egg whites. But for the majority of healthy older adults, current research supports that eating 6 to 7 eggs per week is both safe and beneficial. In fact, moderate egg consumption may even improve heart health, particularly when replacing processed meats high in saturated fat. There's also the question of timing. Eating eggs at breakfast helps kickstart muscle repair after overnight fasting. Including them in dinner may help regulate nutrients through the night, potentially reducing those dreaded 2 a.m. muscle cramps. So what's the takeaway? If you're a senior dealing with muscle cramps, fatigue, or slow physical recovery, it might be time to stop relying solely on pills and start looking at your plate. A simple, affordable food like an egg can offer a potent combination of protein, vitamin D, and vitamin B12, all working together to support stronger muscles and healthier nerves. And as I often say to my patients, sometimes the best medicine doesn't come from a bottle, it comes from your kitchen. For Hannah, those restless nights filled with leg cramps are now rare. But even better, she's dancing again every Wednesday at her local senior center. That's not just nutrition, that's transformation. 2. Banana. Did you know that something as simple as a banana might be the answer to your nighttime leg cramps? That's a question I often ask my patients. As a nutritionist with over 30 years of experience working with older adults, I've seen firsthand how something so ordinary can make such an extraordinary difference. For many seniors who struggle with painful muscle cramps that strike in the middle of the night, the idea that a piece of fruit could offer relief sounds almost too simple. But science, and decades of clinical experience, tell a compelling story. Potassium, a mineral that bananas are rich in, plays a vital role in preventing those disruptive muscle spasms. Potassium is essential for keeping your muscles and nerves functioning smoothly. It helps maintain the delicate balance of electrical signals between nerve endings and muscle fibers. Signals that allow your body to move, stretch, and even rest. When potassium levels drop too low, a condition known as hypokalemia, those signals begin to misfire. That misfire can feel like a sudden bolt of pain in your calf or foot, often waking you in the dead of night, confused and gasping. For seniors, the risk of potassium deficiency is even greater, due to age-related factors like lower dietary intake, the use of diuretics for blood pressure, dehydration, or simply a declining appetite. As I often say to my patients, low potassium doesn't scream, it whispers until your muscles start shouting. And few cases illustrate this better than Harold's. Harold, a 72-year-old retired firefighter, came into my clinic complaining of recurring leg cramps that were robbing him of sleep and peace of mind. Despite being in good shape for his age, he exercised regularly, stayed active, and ate what he believed was a healthy diet. His nights had become battles. The cramps would hit suddenly, clenching his calves and leaving him breathless. He had tried stretching, drinking more water, even sleeping in different positions. Nothing worked. What confused him most was how unpredictable the cramps seemed. No warning signs, no clear pattern. After a thorough dietary review, I noticed something crucial missing from Harold's routine: potassium-rich foods. He wasn't eating bananas or any fruits high in potassium. So I made a simple suggestion. Start eating 1 banana a day. Bananas are more than just a convenient snack. A medium-sized banana contains about 422 milligrams of potassium, making it one of the most accessible sources of this vital mineral. But bananas don't stop there. They also contain magnesium, which works hand in hand with potassium by helping muscles relax after they contract. That's crucial, because a lack of magnesium can leave muscles stuck in a tightened state, exactly what leads to those painful spasms. Bananas are also a natural source of vitamin B6, a nutrient essential for healthy nerve function. B6 helps maintain proper communication between the nervous system and the muscles, and low levels have been linked to muscle stiffness and erratic cramping, especially in older adults. In Harold's case, the change was almost too simple to believe. But within 2 weeks of adding a banana to his breakfast routine, he reported fewer cramps. After a month, they had nearly vanished. He was sleeping through the night again. His walks became longer and more relaxed. The fear of waking up in pain disappeared. No expensive supplements, no complicated routines, just a banana, some hydration, and consistency. While bananas can be incredibly effective, I always emphasize that they work best as part of a larger, balanced approach to nutrition. For seniors, especially those dealing with nighttime cramps, I recommend daily sources of potassium from natural foods, bananas, yes, but also cooked sweet potatoes, avocados, or leafy greens. Magnesium-rich foods like almonds, spinach, or pumpkin seeds further support muscle relaxation. And hydration plays a key role, not just drinking enough water, but maintaining a healthy electrolyte balance. Sometimes that means adding a pinch of sea salt to your water, or including a glass of coconut water after activity or on hot days. Of course, I also remind my patients that not everyone should rush to eat bananas without considering their health conditions. Seniors with advanced kidney disease, for example, may need to monitor their potassium intake carefully. But for most healthy older adults, one banana a day is not only safe, it's smart. Harold's story is a great reminder that the solution to a stubborn health problem doesn't always come from a pharmacy. Sometimes it's sitting in a fruit bowl on your kitchen counter. The body, especially as it ages, constantly gives us signals. Leg cramps may feel random, but they're often rooted in subtle nutritional imbalances that the right foods can gently and effectively correct. So the next time your leg cramps wake you in the night, don't just reach for a pain reliever, reach for a banana. It may be the simplest, sweetest way to restore muscle harmony and reclaim your nights. Because as I often remind my patients, the best medicine doesn't always come from a bottle. Sometimes it comes from your plate. 3. Nuts and seeds. I've always been fascinated by the way small nutritional shifts can create profound changes in the lives of my older patients. One scientific insight I often share is this. Nearly 80% of the magnesium in your body is stored in muscles and bones, and when magnesium levels drop, muscles become more prone to tightness, tension, and painful cramps. What's even more compelling is that, as we age, our ability to absorb magnesium from food declines, while our needs often increase due to medications, chronic inflammation, or daily stress. It's one of the most overlooked causes of frequent leg cramps in seniors. For years, I've helped older adults manage these nighttime disruptions and post-activity soreness, not with medication, but with a handful of nature's most potent remedies, nuts and seeds. While most people are aware of the benefits of potassium from bananas or the role of leafy greens in muscle recovery, very few realize that common nuts and seeds offer a powerful trio of nutrients that directly support muscle health: magnesium, potassium, and anti-inflammatory fats. I remember one patient in particular, Eleanor, a 74-year-old woman who absolutely loved gardening. But over time, she began experiencing severe calf cramps after working outside, especially on warmer days. She was doing everything right, drinking plenty of water, eating bananas daily. But the cramps kept coming back. After reviewing her diet, it became clear to me she was missing consistent sources of magnesium. I recommended that she begin incorporating Brazil nuts and sunflower seeds into her meals. These foods are often overlooked, but they're incredibly rich in magnesium and healthy fats. Brazil nuts, for instance, not only contain magnesium, but also selenium, which helps reduce oxidative stress in muscle tissue. Sunflower seeds, mild in flavor and easy to enjoy, are packed with vitamin E, an antioxidant that protects muscle membranes from damage. These simple additions, combined with her usual potassium intake, created the balance her body had been lacking. What I love about nuts and seeds is how they address multiple issues at once. First, they help replenish electrolytes, particularly potassium and magnesium, which are often depleted by medications like diuretics or lost through sweat. Electrolyte imbalance is a major driver of nighttime muscle cramps, especially when the body is at rest and trying to recover. Second, the healthy fats in nuts and seeds, from monounsaturated fats in hazelnuts to omega-3s in flax seeds, help improve circulation and reduce inflammation, two key factors in preventing cramping and promoting muscle recovery. I've seen better results when my patients address chronic low-grade inflammation alongside magnesium deficiency. This kind of silent inflammation can gradually wear down muscle tissue and increase the likelihood of pain and fatigue. In fact, research increasingly links diets high in processed foods and low in natural, anti-inflammatory nutrients to more frequent nighttime cramps in older adults. But when patients switch to raw or dry roasted nuts and seeds without added salt or sugar, they get a concentrated dose of healing compounds that support muscle function from the inside out. Eleanor's progress was steady. After 2 weeks, her cramping episodes started to decrease. After a month, she was spending longer hours in the garden, stronger, more confident, and pain-free. What stood out most wasn't just her physical improvement, but the emotional relief she felt from knowing her body was responding to something simple, natural, and sustainable. Of course, I always remind my patients that portion control is important. Nuts and seeds are nutrient-dense but also calorie-dense, and overdoing it can lead to weight gain or digestive issues. Seniors with sensitive digestion may benefit from smaller servings, or from sprinkling seeds like chia or sesame over meals, or blending them into smoothies. In the end, it's not about choosing between bananas or spinach or almonds. It's about understanding the synergy of nutrients, how magnesium and potassium support each other, how healthy fats promote circulation, and how antioxidants ease inflammation. For older adults dealing with frequent leg cramps, the answer often isn't in a pill. It's in a mindful meal, a handful of seeds, and a willingness to listen to what your body is quietly asking for. So what can you do starting today? If you're over 60 and find yourself waking up with painful leg cramps, try adding a small serving of nuts or seeds into your daily meals. A tablespoon of sunflower seeds on your salad, or a few Brazil nuts as an afternoon snack. Mix things up: walnuts, almonds, pumpkin seeds, flax, chia. Stay hydrated, especially if you're outdoors or taking medications that deplete electrolytes. And pair these changes with potassium-rich fruits like bananas or oranges. You don't have to overhaul your entire diet. Just start with one small, intentional change. Your muscles will thank you, and your nights, finally peaceful, will show you just how powerful nature's remedies can be. If this insight was helpful, drop a yes in the comments, and feel free to share your own. So the next time you feel that twinge in your leg, or wake up in the middle of the night with a painful cramp, remember, your body might just be asking for a little extra care. With simple, delicious foods like eggs, mangoes, and nuts, you have the power to calm those restless muscles and walk through life with more ease, strength, and confidence. Your journey to stronger legs and better nights starts right on your plate. If this video spoke to you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with a friend or loved one who needs it too. And if you're ready for more uplifting, science-backed tips to feel your best every day, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell. We're here with you every step of the way. Stay well, stay strong, and we'll see you in the next video.